Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, dear friends, great to see you, despite the discomfort of wearing a tie and shoes after these years of pandemic when we got used to be comfortable. But comfortable is always what I feel and how I feel, even when we address certain issues which are not 100% comfortable. And to begin my reflection with you and warm up for the next session, there are some important facts that I would like to talk to you face to face, eye to eye. These are matters that are not new, but they have never been more urgent to be addressed and tackled and overcome. Quick presentation that I have with you confronts us with three dates. May 2015, 9 years ago. 27 May was a special day, a special, traumatic, cathartic day for global football. And this is why we are here. Our passion for football, our investment in football, our belief that football is a sector that is capable of generating a number of externalities, driving economic prosperity, wealth, driving social, cultural, and human development. But these dates are historical. These dates represent the biggest tsunami in the history of global football. 9 years and 2 days, the FBI raided Borolac in Zurich, arresting 15 FIFA executives, senior executives, and igniting what was then recalled and baptized as the FIFA Gate. We all remember what happened. We all remember the deep crisis in which football was dragged into, with its name and reputation dragged to the mud, waves of suspicion, of distrust, of accusations, of front pages, of big news opening every TV. You all remember this, or most of you remember this. You all remember also the anathema, this wave of indiscriminated suspicion that was hanging over the whole industry, because it was not just football. It was not just FIFA. It was FIFA, it was CONCACAF, it was CONMEBOL. It was not just Sepp Blatter. The UEFA president was decapitated shortly after. The leaders of CONCACAF and CONMEBOL, Trinidad and Tobago, and many other federations, and many other sports were also engulfed in this huge, huge tsunami. It was not just football. It was athletics. It was sumo wrestling. It was martial arts. It was taekwondo. It was every sport. And beyond sport, also commercial companies who have been sponsoring or selling services or commercially exploiting football's unrivaled, amazing capacity to generate, this fantastic cluster were also engulfed. Traffic, a global conglomerate based in Brazil, was one of these many companies. And it was also not just Europe. This is where we were 9 years and 2 days ago. Because we care about this, because we care, this is the industry that we have chosen to work, to practice, to live, we care about this. And we need to be always cognizant that there are two factors that are fundamental in every sector: stability and integrity. Without stability, you cannot plan, you cannot strategize, you cannot invest. Without integrity, you have no trust, no confidence, no business, no profitability, and that applies also to sport. This is how fragile it is, our environment. And why do I mention this? It's because we have here at SoccerX, who I greet and salute for uniting the industry. This is what we have here. We have the global industry, not just in European football, but beyond. And we are all custodians of the game's values. So we share also not just the benefits and the opportunities, and by the way, great stuff I have seen out there, that really catch my eye and my curiosity, but we are equally responsible for ensuring the integrity of the game on every deal that we make, on every attitude that we protagonize. And we need to be agents of change. And I'm here to tell you, face to face, that the time of doubt and hesitation is over. It has to be over. We have not gone through a pandemic to go back to business, to go back to what it was. We need to understand that football is amazing, and that's what we are here to do, to celebrate, to excel, to expose, to give visibility. But in order to do that, we need to play our role and assume our responsibilities. And we will talk about that. You know, and how great it is. How great it is. Look at this formidable ability of this sector to generate revenue. I can speak with my eyes closed about this. I know this as the back of my hand. Right? I have been over 30 years in leading positions in football. Football League in Portugal, founder and CEO of all European leagues, and founder and CEO of all European leagues. When I speak, I know what I'm saying, because I've been there in the trenches, on the pitch. So I'm not talking about something that I have become acquainted through books or hearsay. I know what's what. I know how things are done. I know what the problems are. And believe me, both Blatter and Platini can witness that I draw their attention to a number of things that were risky, that were unlawful, that had to be stopped. And Alejandra here, representing an amazing, influential organization, FIFPro, she knows that too. Because FIFPro has always been an ally. Leagues and players' unions have always been together to reform sport and to safeguard their trust and their reputation and the confidence that is the fuel of every successful sector. But look at the resilience in 2021, okay? Between 2020 and 2022, European football has lost 9.1 billion euros, okay? Those were the losses. But the ability to overcome, even against negative cycles, it's not new. I'm not surprised with the fact that you know, revenues have bounced back and are back in the rise. In 2012, in the subprime crisis, you know, when the whole world was sinking in crisis, you certainly remember that. Football was able to not only to sustain the hit, but also to grow. And we grew at 7%. Now, which other sector can compete with this unrivaled ability to generate wealth, prosperity, and also social responsibility? No one. And this is why all these brands are here, is because there is no industry like this. You know, there is no industry like this. But we need them. We need everyone now to assume responsibilities, not only for their own affairs, but for the future of this industry. So I ask, what SIGA can do. SIGA is an independent global multi-stakeholder coalition. We are driven with a purpose, and the purpose is to usher sport into a new era where good governance and integrity are right at the top of the agenda. More than words, more than grandiloquent proclamations, we work on the ground with all stakeholders in order to implement the most advanced set of universal standards, four key areas, through a set of core principles and standards, providing training, education, capacity building to all those who are in need. There is no excuse. I would love to implement your standards, but I don't know how. We have here the solution. We would love to implement your standards, but it's too hard. No, it is not too hard. There is no excuse. We need to leave our comfort zone, and we need to understand that if we want to be fit for purpose and recognized as such by you guys, those who sponsor, those who invest. And by the way, when you invest, when you sponsor a club, a league, a federation, an international sports organization, it's not just your money or the money of your shareholders. It is your reputation too. Think about that. Why are global brands investing not more in visibility, but in values? It's because they understand that times have changed, and times imply values, but it also implies walking the walk. And this is what I want to ask. I will allude to this briefly, but before we need to ask, are we in 2024 better than we were in 2015, in the pre-FIFA gate? Have we done everything we could and everything we should? If we are looking at the SIGA Universal Standards, we can conclude there is a long way to go. Organizations must not only be perceived as fit for purpose, they need to demonstrate. This is what the trust and the confidence that we invest on them requires and demands. And for that, we need to create a united front. Are the governments doing everything they can? No, they are not. We have anachronic, fragmented, dispersed, inadequate, obsolete legislation. They do not meet the needs of an industry adult in full swing as the sports industry and the cluster. They do not. If you are thinking about investment funds, equity firms, if you're thinking about the El Dorado that European football has become, you might find the field interesting to dissect. You know? And I don't want to disappoint anyone, but unfortunately, I have reasons to be concerned. Why? Because the pace of change, the pace of the regulation has not been able to follow the pace of change. I'm very glad, very proud, always been, with football's ability to attract investment, to generate revenues, to generate wealth. But we need to know who is investing. What are the credentials of the investors? Who are the ultimate beneficial owners? Where's the money going to? And where's the money coming from? And who's benefiting? Who is watching? Because we need supervision. We need scrutiny. That is the price of living in democracy, where we are all accounted. Are we where we want, where we need, where we should? I recognize the strides. Great strides have been made, but more work needs to be done. So we are here not to dissect the problems, but to talk about the solutions. And the solutions, more than words, are what we bring to you, visible. The SIGA independent rating and verification system, independent, neutral, objective, fact-based, is the ultimate test to integrity. Is the difference between talking shop, verbal propaganda, and the reality. Is the guarantee that sponsors, governments, fans, the whole industry needs to be certain that organizations are fit for purpose. Important legislative reforms that we are spanning in Brazil, for example, where the Congress and the government have requested SIGA to develop a study on the future of Brazilian football. And it will be a deep, profound study, comprehensive from A to Z, to ensure that Brazil is not just this memory from the past, 5 times world champion, but can also aspire to continue to win in the future and be in the podium of integrity and reputation. Is it at this stage? I would argue it is not. It is not yet. How can we make this happen? Because more than just having a nice, adequate, brilliant, state-of-the-art set of standards and tools, what we need is a culture change. Deep-rooted, genuine, authentic, serious culture change. And this is why youth is leading the way. And we have brought the youth in so many countries worldwide together through a group of young leaders in the SIGA Youth Council. We bring the knowledge. We prepare the leaders of tomorrow. We have a network of over 30 universities around the world. And we seek the support and engagement of the most dynamic sectors of our society, women. It is important that we walk the talk. It's not important just to say we are great advocates of good governance. Show me the way. Show me the evidence. When we have 28.9% of women seating on executive organs of international sports federations, less than 30, are we happy with this? Are we happy with this? No, we cannot be happy with this. Sport is a field of passion, it's a field of dreams, but it is also a sector that needs to lead by example, and that cannot be discrimination based on gender, based on race, based on age, based on sexual orientation. And we need to practice what we preach. And this is what SIGA Women is doing. And there are so many female leaders in this room, and I want to say big thanks to them. But this is also what SIGA Solutions is doing, tackling problems like gambling harm, which we are confronted with and we cannot deny. Look to what the Minister of Sport in Italy has said at the beginning of the year. Look to what is happening in the UK. Look to what is happening in USA, NFL. Have we ever imagined that we would have the top elite players being banned for life for irregular betting practices and match fixing? No, never. And I'm certain that the 5 CEOs of the major US leagues with whom I spoke with 5-6 years ago, when I warned them that they should take action before it was too late, and they said, so far so good, we are US, we don't have any integrity issues. Look to where they are. You know, we need to be vocal about these issues, and we need to create a united global force, and this is also why we have the SIGA Integrity Week coming up in November. This is why we have a dedicated week to discuss anti-corruption in sport, money laundering, etc. And this is why we want to reward those who really score, those who really excel, those who really walk the walk and implement the reforms with the SIGA Greed Awards. And this is why we have all this community. So I'm here not to talk about the problems, but to talk about the solutions. I'm here to say it is possible. It is possible. Provided that we prepare ourselves, because it's not just Sun Tzu who said this 2,500 years ago, it's the lessons of life. Battles are won before they are fought, like matches. And in this place, the home of the great Johan Cruyff, what more symbolic place could there be to illustrate this very same reality? And I will leave you by thanking you. I have a video, very modern, very, boosting, but I think that we are on the same side. I think we all understand that we are at the crucial moment, because now it is do or die, right? If we don't want to lament in the near future, we have to get ready now, and our doors are open to listen to you, to get your support, to get your engagement, because we don't play for a tie or to lose, we play for win. Thank you very much, and see you around.